ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। श्रीमद्भगवद् गीता अथ पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच ऊर्ध्वमूलमधः शाखम् अश्वत्थं प्राहुरव्ययम् छन्दांसि यस्य पर्णानि यस्तं वेद स वेदवित्. In this verse, Lord Krishna describes the world using the metaphor of a tree. He compares the world to an upside-down tree. Its roots are in the heavens, showing that everything comes from the divine. The branches represent the physical world, spreading downwards. The leaves are like the Vedas, which guide us. This tree is eternal, and knowing it means understanding the true essence of life and knowledge. The metaphor teaches us that while the world looks real, its true origin is spiritual. This verse reminds us to look beyond appearances and understand the deeper spiritual truths. अधश्चोर्ध्वं प्रसृतास्तस्य शाखा गुणप्रवृद्धा विषयप्रवालाः अधश्च मूलान्यनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके. In this verse, Lord Krishna continues describing the symbolic tree of material world. He describes how the branches of this tree spread in all directions, both upwards and downwards, showing the complexity of life. The branches are nurtured by the three gunas, which represent qualities like goodness, passion, and ignorance. The tender shoots are the sense objects that we chase in life. The roots, which grow downward, symbolize the bonds of karma that tie us to the world. This verse teaches us that our desires and actions keep us bound to the material world, making it harder to break free and find spiritual truth. न रूपमस्येह तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन छित्त्वा. In this verse, Lord Krishna continues describing the symbolic tree of the material world and how one can detach from it. He explains that this material world, like a tree, has no clear beginning, end, or stable foundation, making it impossible to fully grasp its nature. Its roots go deep, symbolizing how our attachments hold us tightly in this world. However, Krishna offers a solution. Use the sharp weapon of detachment, practiced firmly to cut down the tree. This verse encourages us to practice detachment to free ourselves from the endless cycle of desires and actions that keep us trapped in material existence. Tatah padantat परिमार्गितव्यै यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूयः तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रवृत्तिः prasrita purani. In this verse, Lord Krishna guides us towards the ultimate goal after cutting the tree of material existence. He explains that after detaching from the material world, we should seek the ultimate destination, the supreme state of liberation. Once this state is reached, there is no returning to the cycle of birth and death. To attain this, Krishna advises surrendering to the Adya Purush, the supreme being from whom the entire universe has originated and expanded. This verse emphasizes the importance of focusing on the eternal and ultimate goal, liberation and union with the Supreme by surrendering to the God. Nirmana-moha jita-sanga-dosha adhyatma-nitya vinivritta-kamaha dvandvair-vimukta sukha-dukha-sangyair gacchantya-modhav padam-avyayantat. In this verse, Lord Krishna describes the qualities needed to attain the eternal, unchanging state of liberation. He explains that those who are free from pride, delusion, and attachment, and who are always focused on spiritual knowledge, can reach the eternal state. These individuals no longer seek worldly pleasures or are troubled by desires. They are unaffected by the dualities of life, such as happiness and sorrow. By cultivating wisdom and detachment, they attain the imperishable eternal state of liberation. This verse highlights the qualities of humility, spiritual wisdom, and freedom from worldly desires, which are essential for reaching the ultimate goal of life, moksha. न तद्भासयते सूर्यो न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. In this verse, Lord Krishna describes his supreme abode, which is beyond the material world. He explains that his supreme abode is self-luminous and does not depend on the sun, moon, or fire for light. Once a soul reaches this eternal realm, they do not return to the cycle of birth and death. This is his highest, eternal, and perfect realm, far beyond the limitations of the material world. This verse assures us that liberation from the cycle of reincarnation is possible, and Krishna's supreme abode is the ultimate destination, full of divine light and peace. ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनःषष्ठानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति. In this verse, Lord Krishna explains the relationship between the individual soul and himself. He explains that every living being is an eternal part of him. However, when this eternal soul comes into the material world, it takes on a body and becomes entangled with the mind and senses. The soul struggles, being pulled by the mind and the six senses, which are influenced by the material nature. This verse teaches us that while the soul is divine and eternal, it faces challenges and struggles in the material world due to attachment to the body and senses. Understanding this can help us seek a higher spiritual path and realize our connection to the Supreme. शरीरं यदवाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात्. In this verse, Lord Krishna explains how the soul moves from one body to another after death. He compares the soul's journey to that of the wind carrying scents. Just as the wind takes the fragrance from a flower and carries it elsewhere, the soul, when it leaves a body, takes along the mind and senses into the next body. This process continues from one life to another, driven by the soul's attachments and desires. This verse highlights the soul's eternal nature and how it moves from body to body, taking its impressions, desires, and experiences, much like wind carries smells across spaces. श्रोत्रै चक्षुस्पर्शनै च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते. In this verse, Lord Krishna explains how the soul interacts with the material world through the senses. He explains that the soul, through the mind and the five senses, interacts with the external world. These senses are like tools through which the soul experiences the material world. The mind plays a certain role in coordinating these experiences and responding to sense objects. This verse emphasizes that the soul is not independent of the senses in the material world. It experiences life through them. However, to rise above material attachments, one must learn to control the mind and senses. उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं विमूढानानुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः. In this verse, Lord Krishna highlights the difference in perception between the wise and the ignorant regarding the soul's presence in the body. He explains that while the ignorant fail to perceive the soul's actions, whether it is departing, residing, or enjoying experiences, the wise individuals who possess spiritual knowledge can see the soul's true nature beyond the physical body. This verse emphasizes the importance of spiritual awareness. Those with knowledge understand that the soul is eternal and separate from the temporary material existence, while the ignorant remain blind to this truth, caught up with the illusion of this physical world. Yatanto yoginaschainam pasyantyatmanyavasthitam yatantopyakritatmano nainam pasyantyachetasaha. In this verse, Lord Krishna discusses the efforts of different individuals in perceiving the soul's true nature. He explains that those who are earnestly practicing yoga and seek self-realization can perceive the soul as established within themselves. In contrast, those who lack awareness and are unmindful cannot see this truth, regardless of their efforts. This verse highlights the importance of conscious effort and awareness in spiritual practice. While striving for realization is essential, it requires a focused mind and a deep understanding to truly perceive the soul's essence. यदादित्यगतं तेजो जगद्भासयतेऽखिलं यच्चन्द्रमसि यच्चाग्नो तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम्. In this verse, Lord Krishna reveals the source of illumination in the world. He explains that the light and energy seen in the sun, moon, and fire all originate from him. The sun illuminates the entire universe, the moon reflects its light, and the fire provides warmth and brightness. This verse teaches us that all forms of light and energy in the material world are manifestations of the divine presence of Krishna. Recognizing this helps us understand that everything around us is interconnected and rooted in the Supreme. गामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयाम्यहमोजसा पुष्णामि चौषधि सर्वास् सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः. In this verse, Lord Krishna explains his role in sustaining life and providing nourishment. He explains that he enters the earth and sustains all living beings with his divine energy. He also nourishes all plants and herbs, and as the moon, he becomes the essence of taste, enhancing the flavors of food. This verse highlights Krishna's omnipresence and his role as the sustainer of life, emphasizing that all nourishment and vitality come from him. Recognizing this can deepen our appreciation for nature and the divine presence in our lives. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritah Pranapana Samayuktav Pachamyanno Chaturvidham. In this verse, Lord Krishna describes his role in the digestion and sustenance of life. He reveals that he manifests as the digestive fire within all living beings, known as Vaishvanara. Residing in the body, he combines with the life forces of breathing to digest food. He emphasizes that he digests all types of food consumed by living beings. This verse illustrates Krishna's integral role in our daily lives, particularly in the process of digestion, highlighting that even the act of eating is connected to the divine. Understanding this can encourage us to view our meals as offerings and reminders of Krishna's sustaining presence. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto mattas smritirjnanapohanai cha vedaischa sarvairahame vavedyo vedanta kritveda videva chaham. In this verse, Lord Krishna explains his omnipresence and the source of knowledge. He states that he resides in the hearts of all beings, and from him come memory, knowledge, and the ability to forget. He emphasizes that he is to be known through the Vedas and that he is the essence of all Vedic knowledge. This verse highlights Krishna's role as the source of wisdom and understanding. It underscores the idea that spiritual knowledge and insight come from the divine presence within us, guiding our thoughts and actions. Recognizing this can deepen our connection to Krishna and enhance our pursuit of knowledge. Dvavimau purushau loke ksharaschaksara eva cha ksharas sarvani bhutani kutasthoksara uchyate. In this verse, Lord Krishna describes two types of souls in the world. He explains that there are two types of beings in the world, the Kshara or perishable, which refers to all material entities that are subject to birth, decay, and death, and the Akshara or imperishable, which refers to the eternal soul or essence that does not change. This verse emphasizes the distinction between the temporary physical body and the eternal soul. Understanding this duality is crucial for spiritual growth, as it encourages us to focus on the imperishable aspect of our being rather than getting attached to the transient material world. Uttamah purushastvanyah paramatmetyudaratah yo lokatrayamavishya bibhartyavyaya ishwarah. In this verse, Lord Krishna describes the Supreme Being, also known as the Supreme Soul or Paramatma. He explains that there is a higher being, the Uttama Purusha, referred to as Paramatma. This Supreme Soul pervades the three worlds and sustains all living beings while remaining imperishable and eternal. This verse emphasizes the distinction between the individual souls and the Supreme Soul, underscoring that while individual souls are temporary and subject to change, the Supreme Soul is constant and transcends the material world. Recognizing the Supreme within ourselves can lead to a deeper understanding of our purpose and connection to the Divine. यस्मात्क्षरमतीतोऽहम् अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च pratitah Purushottama. In this verse, Lord Krishna emphasizes his supreme position beyond the perishable and imperishable entities. He declares that he is beyond the perishable and even the imperishable, thus positioning himself as the Purushottama. This establishes his unparalleled status in both the material world and the scriptures. This verse highlights the distinction between the Supreme Lord and all other beings, emphasizing that he is the ultimate source and the highest reality. Recognizing Krishna as the Supreme Person can inspire devotion and a deeper understanding of our relationship. Yo mamevamasambudho janati purushottamam sarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata. In this verse, Lord Krishna explains the significance of understanding his divine nature. He states that whoever understands him as the Purushottama without any doubt is truly wise. Such a person engages in devoted worship and service to Krishna with all their heart. This verse emphasizes the importance of recognizing Krishna's divine nature for true spiritual knowledge. It encourages sincere devotion, indicating that understanding Krishna leads to a deeper connection and fulfillment in spiritual practice. Iti guhyatamam shastram idamuktam maya nagha etad buddhva buddhiman syat kritat krityascha bharata. In this verse, Lord Krishna concludes his teachings on the nature of Supreme and the importance of understanding it. He emphasizes that this teaching, which is the most confidential knowledge, has been imparted to Arjuna. By understanding this wisdom, a person becomes truly wise and fulfills their duties. This verse highlights the significance of spiritual knowledge and its practical implications in life. Recognizing the depth of these teachings enables individuals to live purposefully and fulfill their responsibilities while being aligned with the Divine. Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayai Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Purushottama Yogo Nam Panchadashodhyayah. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.